the outstanding all-around athlete at senior high in the early 1950s, and later, of course, a member of the New York Mets. He also was a track star at Drury University, Drury College back then, where his dad, Ray, was the Panthers coach for 10 years. Signed by Tom Greenwade, and, of course, Rod, as many of you remember, was the first New York Mets player ever to hit a grand slam. He batted .248. That was 1962, and he remained with the New York Mets for two more full seasons. Now living out in Palm Springs, California, and we finally have been able to get in contact with Rod Kanehl. Hi, Rod. How are you this morning?
Good morning.
Thank you very much for taking time to visit with us this morning, and congratulations on being athlete number 33.
Well, thank you.
What
an honor.
Think back to your days at Central High, senior high back then, and Drury University. What Rod sticks out in your mind as being halcyon days in the Rod Kanehl career?
Well, Springfield was a softball town and a basketball town in the late 40s and early 50s, and baseball was kind of hard to come by if it wasn't for fellows like Ray Mang and John Thompson, who built a ballpark out on Glenstone and Sunshine. Why, there wouldn't have been much baseball around Springfield. And I didn't participate in baseball in high school because, of course, I was running track. And guys like Hook Brown and, kept baseball alive for guys that wanted to play baseball.
Now, Rod, how did Tom Greenwade happen to see you and make a determination that you were Major League caliber?
Well, he saw me play American Legion ball. That was one of the baseball programs with Joe Sumner. Promoted that, and Hank Wilson. And Tom had seen me play American Legion ball in the summers, and he had semi-pro baseball with Hook Brown's team. And he told me at any time I was interested in going into baseball professionally, that just let him know, and he would offer me a contract. So I had that standing offer. He knew I was interested in track, and that was what my real interest was.
When you signed with the New York Mets, how long were you with their farm system before you made it up to the big time?
Well, I signed with the New York Yankees, Tom Greenwade, in 1954, and spent 8 years in the Yankee farm system. But I went to two advanced camps in 54 and 55, and I got well acquainted with Casey Stengel and the Yankee system. And then I had a good year at Dallas in 58 and was invited to spring training with the Yankees in 59. And then I played Double-A ball at Nashville for a couple of years and had a good year in 1961. And then when expansion came along in 62, Stengel drafted me out of the Yankee chain and brought me down to spring training with the Mets.
Did you make the parent club that first year?
Yes.
So you played in the old Polo Grounds with some of the...
Yeah, I played 2 years in the Polo Grounds, yeah.
Marvelous Marv. And,
yeah, he was my roommate.
Is that right?
1962.
Now, that must have been a heck of an experience.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had known him out of the Yankee chain. He'd spent his better years in the Yankee chain. He was kind of fat and finished when he got to the Mets.
Well, you also had some other luminaries on that ball club. I know Richie Ashburn was there, and Duke Snyder played for that team for a while. Gil Hodges was on the New York
Gil
Mets.
Hodges was a starter, and it was a starting first baseman. Roger Craig was a starting pitcher. Zimmer played third. We had Ashburn and Frank Thomas and Gus Bell. And terrific ball players in their day. But, we were competitive. We just didn't have any pitching.
I'll tell you how competitive the team was. I watched them play. I'm a Philadelphia native, and watched Roger Craig duel up, I think, with Jack Sanford, if I remember correctly. Philadelphia and New York played a 0-0 game into the ninth inning, and Roger Craig went all the way, gave up a home run to Roy Sievers in the last inning.
I was going to say it was Roy Sievers. Roy Sievers had his number.
That's who it was. He stuck
had
one.
Craig's number. Yeah, I've seen Roy Sievers since, and I played center field in that game, and Ashburn was in left field, and I saw the pitch coming, and I said, "It's over." Before he got to the plate, I told Ashburn, "It's over. Let's go in."
You know, Rod, the New York media back then made a really big deal about Casey Stengel being the manager of that team, and how he was kind of lowering himself after having spent so many years with the New York Yankees. How did you guys identify with him, and did he still have a realistic touch with Major League Baseball then? Oh,
he was a very practical person. He knew his baseball. tried to create a value. He would never try never to put a player in a place where he would fail. He always tried to make him look good so that, in the future, there would be some value to him. And he, they said he slept on the bench and all those things. Well, he once made the comment to us that if you were as old as I am and had to stay up as late as I did to check you guys in at night, you'd sleep on the bench too.
He had something of a reputation from the media and the fans as something of a clown in a lot of respects. He'd do some zany things. Did you find him to be that way?
Well, he was zany, all right, but that was a lot of reputation. He had some real funny comments, but he was always quick-witted. He had made a deal with the writers that they could blast us as a team, but not individually. They could and he would fill their columns, and it took him, and he filled their columns daily. Every day he'd fill their columns with something.
They loved him, absolutely loved him. Always good for a great interview.
Yes, he was.
Rod, what was your last year in the big time?
1964.
And then did you come back to Springfield after that?
Yes, I was in the construction business. I also then in 1965 I played for a team in Wichita, Kansas called the Dreamliners, and we won the National Semi-Pro Baseball championship.
Uh-huh. Did you have other major leaguers on that team as well?
Yes, we had Charlie Neal and Bobby Boyd and Jim Pendleton and a couple others that I can't think of right off the bat.
You did have a pretty good
lineup.
That was a pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
I know you were still in Springfield in 1967 when I came here because we, you don't remember it, but both belonged to a same little club that met on Friday at noontime at Sherm Lowder Bowling Alley.
Oh yeah, Ned, I remember.
I
remember very well.
We still meet as men.
I understand you do over at Burrs.
At Burrs, that's exactly right. Burrs, very good. Rod, do you get back to this area very often?
Well, I came back last year for my 50th high school reunion, which was a great time. And then one of my sisters passed away 2 or 3 years ago, and I was back. So I still have 2 sisters that live there in Springfield, and I get back occasionally.
Well, the next time you do, I wish you'd stop in and yell at us because we'd like very much to visit with you.
Okay, Ned.
Hey, thank you. Congratulations,
Great
Rod.
to talk to you.
Rod Kanehl.